Hello, I'm Malakai. I speedrun tournament mode on Brawlhalla mainly, among other game modes I've tried, and I'm just here to showcase some strategies or backups or techniques you can do to either be more consistent, get better kills, uh, a backup in case you missed a bot or something, or maybe gain some time if you're in a pinch and really need it. I wanted to record this video with better quality, not just filming the screen with my phone, but I can't really do it right now, and it's gonna take a long time for me to be able to do it, so I'm just gonna do it now, and I'll maybe redo the video later. So yeah, we're just gonna get into it quickly. First one is the spear one. It's the only one I've discovered. So the main combo for spear, the one people have used for a really long time, is sidelight, downlight, downlight, nair, recovery, and nair. So this combo is nice, it's easy, it kills, it's fast, but it has some shortcomings. First off, if you run a map with higher than average, I consider this average, top blast zone, and the bot has a really high defense, you may struggle to kill at 0. You may need like a neutralite or some damage to get it to kill. And second, the bots can dodge out of the nair because it really doesn't have a big hitbox. It may be a problem if you because bots tend to like to dodge out of the spear recovery or just before it. And maybe you can catch them with the speed recovery because it has some startup where you fall, as you can see. But then if you hit them here instead of here, the bots just won't be in range for your nair and you won't get the triple kill. Then that's really what you want every time. So to tweak this, it's just really simple. You just change the order of the last 3 moves. You just do sidelight, D-light, easy D-light, nair, another nair, and then a recovery. This is better because you end with a recovery. It has a larger hitbox, can catch dodge in and maybe dodge out if you drift a little. I usually just drift maybe half a character to the right when I do it to the right and to the left when I do it to the left. And it usually catches both out and in dodges, which is where they usually dodge. It also ends with a recovery that has better knockback than an air. So the problem with really high defense bots, and for example Ada, who doesn't have access to 8 strength on spear, and a map like Mammoth, where the top blast zone is kind of higher than this one, it fixes those problems. And it's also more consistent. You get less dodges on drifts out. I can't really explain why thoroughly because I don't know why. I think it's because you do attacks in not so quick succession, because you have to wait in order to do you have to wait more in order to do the same attack twice. And I think that's generally better for the bots to not dodge out. And so yeah, this was the strategy. It's really simple, really easy to implement, and I think it's better than the other one. To be honest, I've been using it for a long time already, and I found it successful. So the second, this is a backup, not really a strategy or a technique. Let's say you simply are going with blasters. You either get only 2 bots because the other one is too far away or doing something you don't want, or maybe the bot just dodges out mid combo or drifts out and you can't really get the recovery. I'm just gonna go with 30 or 40 damage to simulate that, and I'm gonna get, so imagine I'm here, I get them out in medium, as is the tournament mode bot. And basically what you only want to do is fall on top of the bot and do an air. This is not really that consistent, but it doesn't really lose you any time at all, because you have to land in order to get an attack that maybe leads to a kill with blasters anyway, so it's something you can just do to hope that the bot falls into it and it maybe lead to a faster kill than average when going down after not killing all 3 bots. So basically what you wanna do is just that. And that's basically the strategy. It's really simple. You just wanna fall on top and do an air as you see him fall. This can also change a bit. Like you maybe need to adjust a bit depending on how you do it. Because that's simply because of the AI of the bot. Like for example here I got an AI until the recovery where the bot didn't dodge out of or drift out at any time. And that's why, based on my understanding of AI at the moment, I think I'll make a video on that later. AI has two pseudo modes, like I call it passive and chase mode, or attack mode. For example, this bot is in attack mode right now. When a bot is in attack mode, it just goes to cover you. Like, and it usually just likes to jump there or something. Also, he just does many jumps and many aerial attacks, which can be hard because you're generally looking for a grounded bot to just do a delete or a neutralite. But if you interrupt the bot while it's jumping, or while it's jumping and attacking, the bot can just stop being on attack mode, either for some time or until it hits the ground. So your goal with that nair is to not let the bot hit the ground and have a more favorable AI, so you can get the kill. That's why this kind of works. But it's not really that consistent because it depends on how the bot acts before you land the ground. Like you just want it to jump just before you and try to maybe share you or something. So yeah, this was the strategy. It's not really hard at all, but it's not really that consistent either. I'm gonna go to something Saras, for example, to show off the other strategies. So basically, this strategy depends on defense and on your attack, so it's not really that universal, so to say. But it can really, it can save you maybe like a second every time, I think, if you really need a second in your run. It's just a strategy for when you're in a pinch, like where you really need to save time in order to get a run or get a PB. And it's really simple. It's just a harder version of the usual combo you do here. Like for example, you would do here on this map. You will do that, but you can do this. Well, it's kind of hard. So basically, what you want to do is get 2 jumps like that, and it kills. It saves the need for another nair, which is faster, but it's really hard timing. You have to do a second jump and then catch it with a really small window. For example, with Ada, which is the main character used for this, I'm using her with 7 strength, so strength stats. I think this works until 7 defense or 8. I'd have to really check, but I'm pretty sure it's 7 defense. Else the single nair doesn't really have a knockback. See, it works from 6 defense and below. Or else just this nair doesn't have a knockback. So for you to get the second jump and go high enough for the recovery to kill. As I said, this saves a second is for a pinch. It's kind of hard to do, but if you're really needing it or you want to go for a PB in a map, you can use it on maps where you would normally need 2 nairs to kill. And just quickly, what are those maps? Top of Blackboard Keep, top of Red Hole, Planes of Passage, again, the top platform of Treefort, top platform of Temple Ruins, top platform of Turtle's Lair, maybe Fortress of the Lions, but the sides are much better, so I don't really recommend it. Top platformers of Small Fabled City, and the top, this platform and this one of Fabled City, but I don't think you should really use that on there. Also World's End, Bad World's End, this isn't really that consistent for blasters. Oh, and so top of Grand Pizza. So yeah, those are the maps where it works. Maybe on King's Pass, but I haven't tried it. We're just gonna go on with the third strategy. So the third strategy is you want to kill 3 bots. You have one that's kinda more damage than the other ones. And what happens with that? When the bot is at 0, you can do this. But for example, if I'm gonna just say to set here, and I'm gonna put it at 50, for example. You see that you have a small buffer that you didn't have at 0, and for example, when they get into orange, it's way more pronounced, and that can happen. Like the first shot doesn't hit, and this is something like you could just a single nail kills already. But for example, let's go to something less extreme. But what can you do for this? You do something that you can only do on the ground, if you know how to do it. You can cancel the second cheer dodge into a gravity cancel, and you can use that to get a bit closer to the bot, so it doesn't land on the ground maybe, because that can mess up with the AI, as I've explained before. So you just do this. Here you need only one nair. You can use 2 on some maps, but I don't think this is a technique for maps that have like for example for the init here, because you won't get enough hits to kill because you spend a lot of resources on doing this. So yeah, this is for cases like this. It can catch both bots at 0 and bots at like orange, and it's useful for when you don't want it, when you don't want a bot that's at a higher damage to hit the ground and maybe mess you up. It can lead to less dodges, basically. It's a strategy to be more consistent, but it's really hard to be honest. Unless you really got the mechanics of this game down, you're gonna struggle to do it. But yeah, it's simply that. It's simply a downlight, chase dodge, and then you grab it cancel into an endlight, and then you do an air and then a recovery. See, you can just do 2 jumps, but I think that these damages, if the bots are at 0, you have to do 2 jumps. But if it's like a bot, or all the bots are at some damage, you can just skip 1 jump and do it. And finally, we're going to go on with the fourth technique. I may just go to a tournament mode route to showcase it. So basically, what you want to do is that when bots are in the edge, for some reason gravity cancels make the bots behave more, like they change their AI to passive ones. Like if I get blasters, if I do this, like bots still aren't really behaving, but if I do this, they don't jump out. And that's something you can use. It's hard because you have to like maybe do a dash jump fast fall into it, so you can hit both grounded and aerial bots, but it helps with not dodging out. So yeah, that's the third strategy. it's not really that much. It's a juicy downlight, maybe close to the edge, maybe with support that's jumping something. It helps with being more consistent, and that's the fourth one. And we're going to go to the fifth and final one soon. So we're gonna go to the final one. This is again for a case where one bot is more damage than the others. I don't know where my... Here it is. So again, a case where you have a bot where that's at maybe 40 or 50, another bots that are at maybe 0 or 10. You get all three, and you want to kill them. What's the problem? That you can do the usual busters combo, like this, but once you get to the third one, you'll see that the other bot is way too high up and doesn't get hit by the third nerf, so you miss the bot. So what can you do? It's really simple. You just do it as normal, and on the third one you turn around and do the nerf in reverse. Why? Because it has 2 hits, so you can hit the bots that are less damage with the first hit and the bot that is more damage with the second hit, and you get them to a position where you can just recover. So for example, I'm gonna just get the bot out of 50 here. Like there you saw that it almost didn't hit the nerf. So if I go and press at 60, it probably won't hit immediately. Yeah, it's really hard for it to hit. I'm gonna just test the limits quickly. See, it hits really delayed, and you're already almost going up there. So what you can do is simply turn around and hit it with the second hit of the nerf and get a kill like that. So yeah, this was quite a long video, to be honest. I didn't expect it to be so long and take so much time to explain this. These are all the techniques on backups and strategies I've discovered over my time speedrunning explained, so you can guys use it and get more consistent runs or better runs. I'll probably do a video explaining the AI better in some time. So yeah, this has been the whole video. I'm also playing in patch 608, as you can see, with Arcadia released, in case you wanted to know. So yeah, this has been it. Thanks for watching, if you watch it, and hope it helps with your speedrunning.